All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, call Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the positive Israel, aka the positive great millstone, and peace and love to all the Akin. Continue to preach his truth and all truth sincerity. All right, real quick, so I'm going to get into this article I came across on Yahoo News, and it is from the Interesting Engineering platform, which I believe is a governmental platform, governmental whatever, but it's from Yahoo News, so it's, quite credible source. And, basically it's just going into the fact that, when as far as prophecy goes, that we're getting very, very close to the third woe, Revelation 11:14, the third woe coming quickly, which is the third world's war. And you see like countless articles, countless coverings on all these countries, including America, because this is about America now, because people, especially in America, they thinking like, oh, this shit is going to take mad long to go down. Like, no, they're preparing right now, and it's going to go down. If the Lord said the day of the Lord is near, the day of the Lord includes the third world's war, because that's when he's coming. He's coming in the midst of the nations fighting, and all the nations right now are preparing for that great day. They're preparing for that war. And they think that somehow that these nations all think they might come out on top, or come out on top a little bit. But at the end of the day, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is about to come out on top. Because why? The Lord said, in the book of Obadiah, one chapter, the 15th verse, the day of the Lord is upon all the heathen. Joel, the 3rd chapter, which I'm going to get, prepare ye war. Prepare war, or ye proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare ye war. And that's what these nations are doing, including America, because America is just the kingdom of Esau, because America, the daughter of Babylon, is an Edomite country. So this goes in the line of the nations. The nation is Edom. And Edom, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, they all get ready for war against each other. So it says, Sentinel Icbm, future U.S. nuclear missile moves closer to reality, 3,400 miles range. And this article came out on March 7th, which I believe was Friday. All right. Because today's the 9th. Yeah, so this is Friday. So it says, starting the article, it says, on March 6, 2023, which is after the whole thing started with Amalek and Palestinians. Yeah. No, that was before that, because that started October 2023, Salakia, but it was the same year. So it says the U.S. Air Force in Northrop, but you already had the thing going on with Ukraine and Russia going on for a year already. All right, but it says the U.S. Air Force in Northrop Grumman Corporation reached a significant milestone in developing the Sentinel intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM). But wait a second, why are they doing this? If everybody wants to go towards peace, why is America building ICBMs, and now before it was just regular mid-range and short range, well, not for America but the other countries, but now everybody's talking about what? ICBMs. You had North Korea that just said that they have a missile, they're working on a missile, and in the works of working on a missile that could touch America. North Korea is with what? Russia and America, even though they claim it's all cool or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're going to go to war. All these countries, all these nations, all these superpowers are going to go to war, and they're all preparing for the war right now. So it says a full-scale qualification static fire test of the missile's Stage 1 solid rocket motor was successfully conducted at Northrop Grumman's facility in Promontory, Utah. It says this test is crucial in validating the motor's design, moving the program closer to production and deployment. Now, how's it going to be 100 years? They said they're working for production and then deployment. So they probably produce the missiles and then deployment, which means what? To send it somewhere, shoot it somewhere, and shoot it from America. Because why? They saying what? Intercontinental ballistic missiles, nuclear missiles. This is what the Lord said these nations will be doing. These are the weapons of the Lord's indignation. 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. These are those things that they said that they're going to fight the Lord against with. They're going to fight the Lord with. Now they're going to lose drastically, but this is the part of the story leading up to that. So yeah, I'm gonna read that again. It says this test is crucial. Remember, a successful test. This test is crucial in validating the motor's design, moving the program closer to production and deployment. Bridge General William Rogers, the Air Force Program Executive Officer for ICBMs, commented on the importance of this test in modernizing the U.S. nuclear triad. But why are they doing that? Because these other nations are. These other nations are getting their ICBMs, their nuclear missiles, their nuclear triad together. So America is saying, well, we got to get ours together because a lot of theirs is outdated. Prior to this Sentinel, they had the Minutemens, which they said started developing in the early 1970s. Now, what happened around that time as well? The truth came out. Late 60s to the early 70s, that's when you first had the men of YAHAWASHI, the truth come out. The late 60s into the early 70s, and now here we are. So it says, as we modernize our nuclear triad, let's go with the word triad means real quick. I remember that being the gang in Rush Hour 2. Oh, did I spell it right? Oh, they don't have that. I definitely spelled it wrong. A triad is what? It says a group, union, or conjunction of three. From the late Latin triads, genitive trides, from Greek triads, genitive dratios, it said triad, the number three, from trials, mucus, whatever, so. Oh, yeah, because the Minuteman 3 is replacing. So anyway, it says, as we modernize our nuclear triad, the ICBM system directorate is driven to securely deliver America's ICBM capabilities. He stated, emphasizing the role of the Sentinel system in national security. And national security, because why? You got all these nations, all these countries threatening America. North Korea threatening America, Pakistan threatening America, Russia is threatening America, Iran is threatening America. You got all these countries that's threatening America. So America like, we need to get our shit together. And now you got the guy Trump. He's on a whole tear of trying to show their so-called dominance in the world. But at the end of the day, no one's going to be able to withstand this nuclear fire. And no one's going to be able to withstand Yahawashi generally returns. Because you're going to have these leaders that's going to go underground. They're going to hide in their bunkers. They said hide them from the face of him that sit up on the throne, the Lamb. And that's Yahawashi. So these elites, they're going to survive the nuclear. They're not going to be in America. But whoever's left in America is going to be completely destroyed and completely burnt to a crisp. As the scripture, thus saith the Lord. The daughter of Babylon said what? This land is going to get the full wrath of YAHAWASHI. And it says what? YAHAWASHI is a consuming fire. So he's about to give them the hottest fire known to man. Including these missiles. These missiles all included. So it says the successful static fire is a tangible indicator of progress, indicating that the Air Force is taking steps toward fielding a reliable strategic deterrent system. This is real. This is March 7th. This is from Friday. Talk about ICBMs. So where people get off talking about this ain't gonna happen in our lifetimes when they're preparing in our lifetimes. This is not gonna take centuries in the workings, man. The Lord said the third world coming quickly. Think about it. The first two world wars happened around the same time frame. From the 1920s, the late 1910s, because 1919, and then the second war was what, 1948? 1945. And then what happened a few years later? Then Amalek went into our land, and then Esau's technology, the whole desegregation, Esau started to like be a little more nicer to Jake, quote unquote. Slavery, so-called chattel slavery was abolished. They made it seem like, it's all inclusive. Anybody can make it. All other nations started coming over here, which is also prophecy because what? It said the daughter of Babylon, the nation were made rich, lived deliciously. All that started to happen. So now what are we about to do for another world war? National security. It says that the recent test is significant for its immediate implications and as part of a broader program to replace the aging Minuteman 3 ICBM. So what? Shalom be more. So it says what? These niggas are preparing. They're saying that their shit is outdated. They got to replace it. And it says the Sentinel ICBM is intended to enhance the land-based leg of the U.S. nuclear triad. So whenever we're talking about nuclear missiles that can be shot from this soil. And it says land-based leg of the U.S. nuclear triad. It says a balancing act crucial for maintaining the deterrence capabilities. Because why? They see all these threats. You don't think that these governments and military, they see what these other nations are saying. They see that the threat is large. It's a large threat against America. And America and Trump acting like, yo, they acting like, and well, because what he was saying, what Trump said, and something happened in Eastern Europe to where it's like it's gearing towards World War III. And he's been talking about World War III. He's been talking about nuclear war before he got back in office, before the election even started. While Biden was in office, he was like, yo, Biden is bringing America closer to World War III. He told Zelensky, he said, you're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. It says Colonel Amanda Oakson, the Sentinel System Program Manager, highlighted the team's dedication to working on this program, noting that the entire Sentinel team is laser focused on ensuring the program delivers on its promise of providing an unmatched strategic deterrent. This latest achievement follows other successful static fire tests conducted for the second and third stages of the Sentinel missile, indicating consistent momentum in the program's advancement. Hold up, real quick. Fuck. You know what? I'm gonna go into the. Real quick. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, and it says, I'm gonna read that in NLT. It says, say to the nations far and wide. Say to the nations far and wide. So these heathens, these Gentiles, it says, get ready for war. What's America doing? Getting ready for war. Who's the head of America? Who's the face of America? Esau. Esau is a nation that's not an Israelite nation. So that's what it says in verse 9 in the King James regular version. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Esau is a Gentile. America is ran by a Gentile nation, Esau Edom, which is a nation that the Lord said he hates. They're getting ready for, they talk about getting ready for. And I'm going back to the NLT. It says, call out your best warriors. Let all your fighting men advance for the attack. So, I mean, what? This is going to happen in this age. This is going to happen in this lifetime. It's not going to be 1,000. You got niggas talk about 1,000 years from now. 1,000 years from now, how many times we reincarnated? That means we're going to be born in America, have to hear the truth again, and this shit never end this cycle. No, this is going to take place now. You already got these devils getting ready for the beast system, and the MOTB as well, a cryptocurrency. You got the whole thing with universal basic income, talking about 80% of the workforce being slashed. 80% of the workforce being slashed. How is 1,000? Yo, that don't make sense. The Lord said the day is nigh. It is nigh. It is near. It's very near. It says, verse 10 of Joel chapter 3 in the NLT, it says, hammer your plowshares into swords and your pruning hook into spears. Train even your weaklings to be warriors. So what? If those arrows and those spears, it's talk about those missiles now. Because right now, the modern day warrior is going to be these nukes, which are spear-like, arrow-like, being shot. And remember, they're going to shoot at each other. America's going to shoot missiles too, but America's going to get a lot of missiles directed towards it. That's why they said it for a deterrent. They got to get ready for the attack. And you already got these nations threatening America. Talk about, man, we got some shit going on to where that shit can touch you, man. You got Russia, China over there in Alaska. I believe I think it's in Alaska. I think it's Alaska. Doing military drills, and they ain't even talking about that. Verse 11, it says, come quickly, all you nations everywhere, come quickly. So you're talking about 1,000 years. 1,000 years from now? So you mean to tell me that you think we could be here till 3025? 3025. Hell no. Oh, is that the math right? Yeah, 3025. Fuck no. So yeah, it says, "Come quickly, all you nations everywhere, gather together in the valley, and now, O Lord, call out your warriors." Verse 12, it says, "Let the nation be called to arms." What are they arming them? They arming themselves. Nuclear arms. Nuclear triad. They said, yo, we're building this so to be prepared. An age nuclear system. They gotta modernize it, man, because these other nations, they're modernizing their nuclear capabilities. China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, South Korea, all them all fucking Arab Muslim countries, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, they all got rockets, they all getting ready. It said all the nations. No nation is not gonna be down in this war. It says, "Let them march to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There, I, the Lord, YAHAWASHI, will sit to pronounce judgment on them all." On them all. And why are they getting judged? When you go up a couple verses, it says what? For his heritage. For what they did to the children of Israel. What they did to the children of Judah. On this soil and abroad. So you got the seed of Israel scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Getting oppressed. Getting the shit end of the stick. Worshiping idols. It says, verse 14, it says, "Thousands upon thousands are waiting in the valley of decision. There, the day of the Lord will soon arrive." There, the day of the Lord will soon arrive. The Lord will arrive. Yahawashi is going to arrive soon. He's coming soon. The warning's already been the warning's already out. The warning's been out since what? The late fucking 60s. Well, the late 60s, man. The late 60s, and the Lord said what? The day of the Lord will soon arrive. Yahawashi will soon arrive on the earth and redeem his elect. That's going to take place on the very planet we on right now. Let me go back to the article. There's a little more in that article. Oops. So yeah, so it said the latest achievement follows other successful static fire tests conducted for the second and third stages of the Sentinel missile, indicating consistent momentum in the program's advancement. And it says experts from the Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center in Northrop Grumman are currently analyzing the results of this test to confirm its effectiveness and accuracy, further solidifying the technical foundation needed for the subsequent phases of the program. What program is that? Nuclear program. Prepare war. Prepare war. Why are they revamping their nuclear ICBM, Sentinel, Minuteman, all that shit? Why? Because why? They know that the impending war is near. The Third World War is near. It's not gonna take 1,000 years, man. You think, yo, they've been working on these nuclear missiles. They said the Minuteman started being produced in early 1970s. What I think it says in this article. 3,400 miles range now. So now they talk about this how far it could reach or it could be shot. So it says the Sentinel system is expected to replace a current fleet of 400 Minuteman III ICBMs, which have been in service for over half a century. It said the Minuteman III was first deployed in the early 1970s. The early 1970s is what? The truth came. The 1969, 1968, whatever. Early 1970s, and now here we are. So it's not just they just started this in 2024, 2023. They've already had all these nations have already been built in their nuclear arsenals, and they're preparing war. And people thought shit was calm. People thought, yo, this would never happen in our lifetime. And all the meanwhile, the Lord just had these nations preparing. For now, the great day approaches near. The great day is near. The day of the Lord is near now. It's already been prepared. They've been preparing. And the prophets have been out here proclaiming this among the Gentiles since the early 70s. Up until now. You had what? Apostle Tahar came out to the truth in 1980s. But it said 1970. The truth was out 20 years before the head apostle of right now of Great Millstone was even in the truth. I believe he came in the 1980s. So it says from the 1960s, well, late 1960s to the early 70s, you had the truth come out. The truth actually came out. We're in the 2020s. So that means from the 1970s, America's have been prepared. America's had these nuclear, this Minuteman III. So from the 1970s, you had the 80s. Then the Apostles' Heart came into the truth. Then you had the 90s. A lot of the other apostles came into the truth. Then you had the 2000s. A lot of things happened in the 2000s. You had the 911. That's the yeah, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s. That's already 3 decades. Or 2 decades technically, but so that's 3 decades in total. When 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, the 2000s. Then you had the 2010s. 5 decades, and now we're in the 2020s. So just 6 decades, and 6 decades, we're in the 2020s in total. The truth came out, and then what? The technology. The technology, and what also came with the technology? The technology for this war, these missiles. Because that's ultimately, and then the Lord just had the veil over the nations, that everybody just technology, iPhones and sports and movies, all that shit. Because the 70s, 80s, 90s was the like the come up of Esau's kingdom as far as technology goes. Then you had the internet. But the prophets were on the highways and byways, and then the prophets got on the internet. Then YouTube came out. And then what? It's been going downhill ever since. Then you had all the things happen with Iran, the small hats. You had a lot of nuclear issues going on in the world. A lot of power struggles. So I'll read that again. So it said the Minuteman III was first deployed in the early 1970s, and while some components have been updated, much of the original system remains in use. It said the LGM-35A Sentinel, as it has been officially designated, boasts a range of over 5,500 kilometers, which is 3,400 miles. And it's funny, 3 plus 4 equals 7. And it says, and is designed to provide a strategic deterrent well into the future. Well into the future. But what they don't know is, see, they thinking they preparing for a defense, but the Lord is going to speak. Remember, the Lord said he's shortening the days. So all this war prep is going to continue to intensify more. Remember, the nations are going to start wilding out. All these tariff wars, all these little issues going on within the world with the world powers. Come on, you got America imploding from the inside. Saints' house divided. Trump and Elon Musk talk about leaving NATO. They talk about the whole thing with China, Taiwan, Russia, Ukraine. It's all still issues. Gaza, the small hats, Lebanon, Hamas, Houthis. You got the Houthis in the U.S. Navy going to war. They don't talk about that. So it's not like this war, it just started. Like all these, you got wars and rumors of wars already. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Hold up. Oops, wrong one. Shit, where's that? Okay, here we go. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. I'm going right to the point. This is YAHAWASHI speaking to the disciples after, matter of fact, I'm going to read verse 3 and then jump down. So it says, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world. So the sign of what? YAHAWASHI's return. What should be the sign of thy coming? Right? I'll read the MT as well. So it says, later YAHAWASHI sat on the Mount of Olives. His disciples came to him privately and said, tell us when all this will happen. What sign will signal your return and the end of the world? YAHAWASHI told them, don't let anyone mislead you. For many will come in my name claiming I am the Messiah. They will deceive many. You have those deceivers out right now. Shit, you got one of those deceivers just got exposed. I'm not going to get into it with the dude name, but you was here to talk what's going on in Israel about a certain exposure, a certain individual doing certain things. And this man was talking about you don't even got to push YAHAWASHI. Actually, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a deceiver right there. You got people that claim to be Israelites, that claim to believe in the scriptures, talk about you don't have to hype up Yahawashi. Like Yahawashi is not the reason for all of this anyway. Yahawashi, the Yahawah, the Heavenly Father, gave everything to Yahawashi. How else did we come back? How else would hopeful elect, hope to be part of elect? How else did the hopeful elect get back to Yahawashi? It says what? Through the shedding of Yahawashi's blood. And now that's how this all coming to fruition for his return. The Heavenly Father is not coming to the earth. Yahawashi is coming to the earth to be the sole express image and representative of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi, and under him is going to be all the angels, the elect, the nation of Israel, ruling on the earth. That's what's coming. That's the future. But continuing on, it says, verse 6, and it says, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars. This is the NLT of Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And it says, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars, but don't panic. Yes, these things must take place, but the end won't follow. The end won't follow immediately. We've been hearing about these wars and rumors of wars, and it's still just not the end. Remember, this devil still has to get this whole new system on board. I mean, up and running. The beast system. Still got to bring out the sea hip. But that's coming shortly too. So once they do that, once that comes about, which is the time is nigh. But once that comes about, that's when the end will come. Because it's not going to be so much longer the elect could just live off of the grid and not in society. That's why the Lord said he has to come, he has to intervene after that. Then they're going to cast some of us into prison. Which it says in this chapter, I believe. Verse 7, and it says, nation will go to war against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in many parts of the world. See? Nation shall go to war against nation. That's what's happening right now. But it's not like it's still society as normal, technically normal, I guess. But you have all these wars and threats of wars already happening the same. But the Lord said the end will not follow immediately. So this has to continue for a nice amount of time. But it's still going to be a short amount of time, but it has to be a build-up. It's trust the process. Because the Lord said that, no, the day is nigh, it is nigh. When you see these things, know that the sign of night coming. But he said, when you see these things, the end will not just come right after that. It's a process. Remember, the Lord is all about, everything got to go according to his plan. Nothing should no domino should not go not knocked down. It's like a domino effect. Everything I get knocked down in its proper order. And it says verse 8, and it says, but all this is only the first of the birth pains with more to come. So when you see these things, wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, just know that this is the beginning of the sorrow. These are the beginning of sorrows. But more shall come. It says, then, verse 9, it said, then you will be arrested. This is Matthew 24:9 in the NLT. It says, then you will be arrested, persecuted, and killed. You will be hated all over the world because you are my followers. This is Yahawashi speaking. And in the verse 9 in the King James says, for my name's sake. They're not going to come getting the worshipers of Jesus. They're going to come getting the worshipers of Yahawashi that's pushing the name Yahawashi. Because the people that push the name Jesus are not pushing the destruction of America. The people that's pushing these God's name, they're not just pushing for the destruction of America and this World War III to take place. And their God is going to come and deliver their followers and then rule the earth. That's only the men of who? Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi. That's putting that out there like, yo, our Lord is doing this and going to have y'all all fight. And then destroy you and then cast you into captivity under the people you call niggas. The people that you call Latinos and illegals. Wetbacks. Okay? That's what's about to take place. The Lord is about to redeem the nation of Israel, starting with the elect in the earth. And every land where you've been put to shame, you're gonna get fame in every land that you were put to shame. The major land is America. So and the majority of the Israelites are in America, the daughter of Babylon. The truth originated in the great Babylon the Great, which is aka America. But continuing on, it says, and many will turn away from me and betray and hate each other. See? What's happening right now with the whole Sakari thing? They got betraying each other, claiming to be Israelites. And that's going to happen more, man. You're going to have that happen within camps that push the truth. That's a sad, scary thing. That's why you always have to pray That's been happening for years already, but you have to pray and continue to endure and hope to endure to the end. Pray for that faith. Pray for whatever you need, that brotherly love. The Lord has a code. The Lord has standard that you follow to where you can receive salvation. Follow. That's why the Lord said, follow Him. The ones that followed the Lamb, wherever He went. This is all about Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI being the Son, the only begotten Son, the one who made all this possible. And you got people that's saying He's not important. And you've had people fall away. You've had people sway away from following YAHAWASHI, man. Think about it. Even for the time I got the church I'm in, man, people have left. And the camp of the apostles, GMS, people have left. For whatever reasons. There's no valid reason except that the Lord wasn't dealing with you. And that's a scary thing, man. That's a scary thing, man. That's why, man, put in that work, man. Choose righteousness. But I'm going to go back to the article. There's a little more in that article. So it says maintenance and training activities will occur at various locations, including Hill Air Force Base in Utah and missile alert facilities across several states to support Sentinel development. Excuse me. And it says existing infrastructure associated with the Minuteman III will be upgraded or replaced as necessary to ensure it meets the operational requirements of the new weapon system. So what are they doing? They're beating their plowshares into swords. They're assembling themselves. They're getting ready for war. And this is America. This is America, March 7, 2025. This article came out. Icbm, intercontinental ballistic missile, nuclear capabilities. And it says, okay, it's a little more. So it says decommissioning the aging Minuteman IIIs will involve demilitarization and disposal processes. It says, importantly, the modernization effort will not affect the overall nuclear posture of the United States. The number of land-based nuclear missiles on alert within the continental U.S. will remain unchanged throughout the transition to the new system. And the ongoing development of the Sentinel Icbm highlights the Air Force's commitment to maintaining a credible nuclear deterrent as a cornerstone of national security. They go national security, security for America, because of all those threats that America is receiving throughout the earth. Pakistan, Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, Syria. And you got already America fighting over there in the Middle East against the Houthis over there in the Red Sea, the Navy. So it's not like, America's already had wars, but this is the third war. This is the war to end all wars. Now we're talking about nuclear war. That was never that's the thing. It's not just that it's been wars, right? Now we're talking about nuclear war. This is the point of no return now. Once these missiles are shot back and forth, there's no point of return. And it says, as the program moves forward, careful attention to detail and the focus on successful outcomes will be crucial for ensuring the effectiveness of America's nuclear capabilities for years to come. For years to come. But as time goes on, the years that's to come, it's going to be Yahawashi's return and America's destruction by thermonuclear war, as the scriptures speak. Hold up. Speaking of which, was that the end of the article? So that was the end of the article there. Now let's go to so you had Yahawashi talk about wars and rumors of wars, right? So we go to Isaiah, was it 34? So this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34 at the top. Now you read it in a blue letter. The caption for both, I'm reading the King James and NLT. It says, God's wrath against nations. And in NLT, it says, a message for the nations. So this is a message for the Gentiles. Same message that Joel gave them. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. So it's, I'm going to read the King James. I'm going to read both. So it says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. And in the NLT it says, come here and listen, O nations of the earth. Of the earth. So it's going to take place on the earth. It ain't going to be it's not going to be no extra galactic area where this is going to take place. This is going to take place very much on the earth. This is going to take place on the very earth that we're on right now. The same place where the first two world wars took place. The third world war shall take place in the same earth. YAHAWASHI is going to come to the same earth that he last left, which is rightfully his anyway. Okay? So it says, let the world and everything in it hear my words. This is the NLT of Isaiah 34:1. It says, come here and listen, O nations of the earth. Let the world and everything in it hear my words. For the Lord is in, this is the NLT verse 2. It says, for the Lord is enraged against the nations. Why is the Lord enraged against the nations? But don't in the Christian church they say the Lord loves everybody? So why in here does it say the Lord is enraged against the nations? Did that change? What changed? I never heard a pastor say what changed that. When did it come to pass where the Lord said, I am no longer enraged against the nations? Because especially if the third woe didn't take place yet. Because in Revelation it says the third woe coming quickly. And Revelation, the 13th chapter, talks about the MOTB. That didn't come to pass yet. It says cause of all. When did that take place? That's why you know how you know people don't understand the scriptures, man. Just because it's in the Old Testament don't mean it all happened. The prophets from the old time prophesy of these days. Daniel, Ezekiel, Isaiah, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, talk about the time we in now. Babylon, the land of the Chaldeans, is talk about America. Excuse me. Verse 2 says, for the Lord is enraged against the nations. His fury is against all their armies. He will completely destroy them, dooming them to slaughter. So when did that take place? That didn't take place yet. Because here it is, you still have these nations that still have their armies. They still got their weapons. They still have all of that. But the time, this day is approaching. This day is approaching. And it says, verse 3, it says he will completely destroy them, dooming them to slaughter. When did that take place on the earth? When did that take place? That didn't take place yet. Yeah, you had a Lord, you have people in the military that died, but he said he would destroy all their armies. He said he didn't completely destroy, no nation's army has been completely destroyed. They've gone to war, but no army has been completely destroyed. They're all up and running. The Lord said his indignation, his anger, his enragement against the nations is going to destroy all their armies. Right? Verse 3, it said, their dead will be left unburied, and the stench of rotting bodies will fill the land. The mountains will flow with their blood. When did that happen? A war happened where bodies didn't get buried. You still have, when people die in these wars, their bodies get buried, or they get given to the family and get buried. This war that's going to come take place now, it said they shall not be buried. And it said the stench of rotting bodies shall fill the land, fill the mountains. The mountains will flow with their blood. Verse 4, and it says, the heavens above will melt away and disappear like a rolled up scroll. The stars will fall from the sky like withered leaves from a grapevine, or shriveled figs from a fig tree. And when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, it will fall upon Edom, the nation I have marked for destruction. See? He just addressed Edom again. Just like he addressed Edom, Mount Seir, Idumea, in Ezekiel the 35th chapter. We say he shall destroy their cities. That's not just talking about America. That's all of Esau's kingdom. Second Esdras 6 and 9, for Esau, the end of the world, Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. That now he mentioned Esau, Lamentation, the 4th chapter. When that, O daughter of Edom, the cup shall pass through unto thee. What cup is that? When did that cup get passed to the Edomites? In history. Esau's still ruling. So this didn't take place yet. And it said when the nation of Israel goes back to the land of Israel, the Lord said what? The nation shall learn war no more. And when the nation of Israel went back to the land of Israel, said what? You only no need to teach your children. Because the Lord said he's going to put the law, statutes, commandments in our inward parts. We're going to automatically be 100% under the law and never break it again. When did that take place? Those are them smarts over there. They don't do that. I'm going to read that again. So this is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. And it says, and when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, so after this war, after all that take place, then the Lord said, now I'm coming for you. And it says, when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, it will fall upon Edom, the nation I have marked for destruction. So when did that take place? Oh, you fucking rabbis, you pastors. When did that come against? When did that judgment of the nation of Edom that the Lord mentioned in Isaiah 34th chapter? When did that take place? He said marked for destruction. So when did the nation of Esau get destroyed? That's a question. When did that take place? Because it said after. So after the war, then the Lord's going to come and judge Edom. Because what? I'll read verse 6 as well. It says, the sword of the Lord is drenched with blood and covered with fat, with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of rams prepared for sacrifice. Yes, the Lord will offer a sacrifice in the city of Basra. He will make a mighty slaughter in Edom. That's those smarts over there in Israel now. The American government, Donald Trump, Biden, Kamala Harris, because she's an Edomite, Bush, Clinton, all them so-called Hanks and Toms, Bill, who all these other Edomites? Pelosi, all these Edomites. That's just a few. It said the whole house of Edom. The Lord said the whole house of Edom should be destroyed. Book of Obadiah. It should be no more remaining in the house of Esau. When did that take place? That's in the Old Testament. Isaiah, the Old Testament. And speaking of which, I'm going to stay in Isaiah. Hold up. Because now we're going to talk about YAHAWASHI. And this is the book of Isaiah chapter 63, verse 1. And remember, America, now granted, America has all the nations here, but America, when you talk about America, the kingdom of America or Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, that's part of Esau's kingdom. That's a major part of Esau's kingdom, actually. But it says, Isaiah 63 and 1. I'm reading that in NLT. It says, who is this who comes from Edom, from the city of Basra, with his clothing stained red? Who is this in royal robes, marching in his great strength? It is I, the Lord, announcing your salvation. It is I, the Lord, who has the power to save. Because they talk about, oh, nobody's gonna come and save you. You got people that, well, not Israelite, but people that's Jake, Israelite by blood only and not believers, non-believing Jakes talk about ain't nobody coming to save you. How could you believe that God is gonna come from the sky and save you? That's crazy to believe. I'm talking about own personal friends that say I'm wilding for believing that. He comes from the sky. That's happening. So what the fuck that these niggas believe? What you believe? What proof you got? What you believe is true? Oh, that's not gonna happen. They just say, oh, that's not gonna happen. What is something I believe, right? They didn't believe Noah. They didn't believe a flood was coming. They didn't believe Noah when he was building the ark. But what happened? The motherfuckers drowned, and they're trying to get into the ark. But you ain't gonna, this is gonna be this judgment is gonna be way worse. This is the second death. This is where the fire comes. And what happened in the time of Noah? That was a great destruction, man. To where only 8 souls survived. It's gonna be more than 8 souls this go around, but still. All right. It says, verse 2, it says, why, Isaiah 63 and 2 in the NLT, it says, why are your clothes so red as if you have been treading out grapes? I have been treading the winepress alone. No one was there to help me. In my anger, I have trampled my enemies as if they were grapes. In my fury, I have trampled my foes. Their blood has stained my garments. Stained my clothes. That's YAHAWASHI. That's the Lord, who the world enemy called Jesus Christ. And he said the nations, and he said Esau. Again, he mentions the nation, and then he says Esau, just like he did what? You go to Obadiah. When you go to the book of Obadiah, it says, Edom will be humbled, and Edom judgment announced. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1, it says, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord, Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. This is King James. Concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Talk about Edom. Rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And that's what's taking place right now. The so-called white man is being greatly despised, especially the American Edomites. The American so-called white, they're being greatly despised, and them fucking small hats. Because you had them small hats all over. You had it was a thing, a video where these small hats were prank calling family members from Gaza, saying that we have your family members, and then laughing. And the world sees all. Remember the Lord has us where now the world sees all your treacherous acts. The Lord sees all your fuckery. Back in the day, before like the technology was really as advanced as it is now, you couldn't see everything like it. It wasn't that much coverage. You have to hear about radio or the news, newspaper and shit like that. But now, due to social media and the internet, you can see all these things real time. Social media, the internet, all of this is allowing us to see all the things that's taking place throughout the whole earth. Every day. Every fucking day. It says, verse 3, it says, Obadiah 1 and 3, it says, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, hold up, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, the highest flying bird. And what is America, what is Esau's, what is America's symbol? What was the Roman symbol? What was the Greek symbol? The eagle. The American eagle, Philadelphia Eagles, their logo is the eagle. And that's quite a coincidence. And Obadiah is way before America existed. And way before Esau ruled. And he said, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, but ironically, America's logo is the eagle. I want to fly like an eagle. And it says, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Remember, the Lord is about to bring down these Edomites, man. That's Trump. That's Biden. J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all these Edomites. BB. Hey, you're all about to be brought down. And it's funny, they think they not, remember the Lord said the pride of thy heart have deceived thee. They think they never going to go down. They think that they're going to rule ever. They think they got the blessing of Jacob. They think they Jacob. Over in the land, those small heads believe that they're from the seed of Jacob. And then small heads over here, they believe that they're from the seed of Jacob. That's why the Lord said what? The Gentiles inherited lies. But now the lies are being exposed. Now your skirt has been lifted. Now everybody knows that you're not the real Israelites. Everybody knows that you don't come from the seed of Jacob. You come from the seed of Abraham, yes. You come from the seed of Isaac, yes. But you don't come from the seed where the Lord confirmed the law. He said he confirmed the law with Jacob. Jacob is the one that's getting the promise of eternal rulership. Jacob is the one that YAHAWASHI is coming to deliver. Jacob is the nation that said, that the Lord said, what the nation shall serve. Oh shit! If you're gonna, I'm gonna jump down to verse 6. Matter of fact, no, I'm gonna go to the NLT now. I'm gonna read from verse 4, which I just read in NLT now. So it says, "But even if you soar as high as eagles and build your nest among the stars, I will bring you crashing down," says the Lord. If these came at night, verse 5 says, "If these came at night and robbed you, what a disaster awaits you. They would not take everything. Those who harvest grapes always leave a few for the poor, but your enemies will wipe you out completely." And who's your major enemy? YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. But even these other nations, see how other nations is threatening Esau? Esau amongst themselves beefing? Verse 6, Obadiah chapter 1, verse 6 in the NLT, it says, "Every nook and cranny of Edom will be searched and looted. Every treasure will be found and taken. All your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it." And that's what's taking place right now. Even Esau amongst Esau. You got, when the Lord said, well, if Satan's house be divided, how shall it stand? And it said your allies, all your allies, and America is going to get the blunt of Esau's judgment. America is that land that's going to be even shot missiles from other Edomites, countries, lands, whatever. You got Trump, America and Canada, the whole thing with the tariffs. Trump talk about they tariff in Canada, going to tariff Russia, tariff in other NATO countries. So in America, the Babylon the Great is going to be left on the island it's going to be on the island real soon. And all these nations, they all plotting against America, no matter, and they say you should not even know about it. It says, verse 8, it says, at that time, not a single wise person will be left in the whole land of Edom, said the Lord. For on the mountains of Edom, which are governments, I will destroy everyone who has understanding. So all from the top who has understanding, the Lord said he's going to destroy y'all too. Destroy, like that's, and that didn't happen, that didn't take place yet. That didn't take place. All right, it says, verse 9, it said, the mightiest warriors of Teman will be terrified, and everyone on the mountains of Edom will be cut down in the slaughter. So not just America, all you, Russia, Germany, which actually represents Teman, Germany, Russia, fucking Sweden, Poland, Ireland, Scotland, France, Italy, all where Esau got his fucking paws in, man. All that parts of Europe. You're going to lose it, or you're going to lose everything, man. You about to lose everything, and you're losing everything now. That's why all y'all talk about is war now. Because y'all see y'all losing y'all kingdom, and that starts trickling down from the elites, man. That's why the elites are getting all these wars going. Because they know that their end is nigh. Behold, the devil shall come upon you with great wrath, because he know if he have but a short time. I'm trying to do all this shit quick. And now, and when you go to verse 10, there's a caption over it that says, reasons for Edom's punishment. It says, because of the violence you did to your close relatives in Israel, and it says, you will be filled with shame and destroyed forever. But we go into verse 10 in the regular King James, it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So they didn't talk about what you did to Ishmael. They didn't talk about what you did to Elam. They talk about what you violence against Jacob. That's why you getting this judgment. Look what happened to us over here in America alone. What Esau did to the so-called Negroes and the Latinos and the Native Americans. It said Jacob. And it says, verse 11, going back to the NLT, it says, when they were invaded, you stood aloof, refusing to help them. That's the Babylonians. Esau just let that, and he said he helped. It says, foreign invaders carried off their wealth and cast lots to divide up Jerusalem, but you acted like one of Israel's enemies. It says, you should not have gloated when they exiled your relatives to distant lands. You should not have rejoiced when the people of Judah suffered such misfortune. You should not have spoken arrogantly in that terrible time of trouble. Talking to Esau. And when it goes into verse 12 in the regular King James, it says, but thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother. Who is Esau's brother? Jacob. It says, but thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother and the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldst thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. In the day of their destruction, neither shouldst thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. But Esau did the exact opposite. The Lord said, you shouldn't have done that. But yet he did it. And now that Esau has, he's the nation that has us now. That was in the time of a whole nother nation oppressing Israel. 13 of Obadiah, it says, only one chapter, it says, thou shouldst not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldst not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. And we go into the NLT of Obadiah 1 and 13, it says, you should not have plundered the land of Israel when they were suffering such calamity. But now look who's in Israel now. Look who's in the land now. Esau. It says, you should not have gloated over their destruction when they were suffering such calamity. You should not have seized their wealth when they were suffering such calamity. But he did that. Who you think helped Esau? The same people that Esau helped back then helped Esau enslave us. Those fucking Hamites, Babylonians, the true Babylonians, the true Palestinians, the Philistines. What do you think happened to us when we went over to the land? Who was oppressing us since the time of what? Egypt. Those freaking Hamites. But this is talking about during the time of the Babylonian Empire when Esau did this, and the time when Obadiah is speaking on. The Babylonians were the strangers that was oppressing Israel, and it said Esau joined them, just like they all joined each other in this time. It says, verse 14, it says, neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. And when you go into NLT, it says, you should not have stood at the crossroads, killing those who tried to escape. You should not have captured the survivors and handed them over in their terrible time of trouble. But he did. And that's why he getting this judgment. That's why he's going to get this work. And now he's the one that's bringing the calamities on Jacob now. That's why even in the book of, what is that, Amos? Where it said he should build the tabernacle of David. Who did he mention? He said, then, yeah, you're going to get them Edomite. And these other nations. Because all the nations had a hand in our downfall under Esau's kingdom as well. It said the day of the Lord and the future. Now we're in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 15. Now it says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. That's all the heathens now, including Esau, Edom. But he's number one at the list. But all the nations going to get this work. All the nations going to be ruled under the children of Israel, man. It said you shall have the forces of the Gentiles, not just Esau. All these nations, they all going to get a piece of this captivity. Jeremiah the 30th chapter said, and all they that devour thee shall be devoured. They shall all go into captivity, every single one of them. All these nations. No one is exempt. Moab, you getting it. Ammon, you getting it. Elam, Ishmael, all you nations, man. All you nations. It said the day of the Lord is upon all the heathen. The same day that Joel the 3rd chapter was talking about. And we go into the NLT of Obadiah 1 and 15. It said, the day is near when I, the Lord, will judge all godless nations, which is the heathens. Godless nations. They don't have a living God. All right? Will judge all godless nations. As you have done to Israel, so it will be done to you. All your evil deeds will fall back on your own heads. That's all the nations now. All the nations now. Read that again. This Obadiah chapter 1, verse 16. Remember in the 15th verse it says the day of the Lord is upon all the heathen. Right? But you go into verse 16 in the NLT, it says, just as you swallowed up my people. So he talk about all the nations now. But Esau just at the top. But all you nations had a part. That's why you're going to get a part of the judgment that Esau getting. All right? And it said, just as you swallowed up my people on my holy mountain. So in the land, so you and the surrounding nations, so you and the surrounding nations, so Esau and the surrounding nations will swallow the punishment I pour out on you. Yes, all you nations will drink and stagger and disappear from history. But Jerusalem will become a refuge for those who escape. It will be a holy place, and the people of Israel will come back to reclaim their heritage. That's the land. That's not those people in Israel now. That didn't come to pass with those motherfuckers that's there now. They're part of the problem. They're part of Esau. They're the part of the ones that took the land. That took his holy mountain. Verse 18, it says, the people is NLT now. It says the people of Israel will be a raging fire, and Edom a field of dry stubble. The descendants of the descendants of Joseph will be a flame roaring across the field, devouring everything. There will be no survivors in Edom. I, the Lord, have spoken. So YAHAWASHI has spoken. There should be no more. So there should be no survivors in Edom. And in the King James, that's where it said that there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. So that means Esau going to be destroyed. That didn't take place yet. You still got the still walking the earth. Now, amongst the seed of Jacob, amongst those people, all these nations. But the Lord said he's going to deliver all of Israel. So like those ones that's not to be delivered is going to be destroyed inside. They're going to come back in the reincarnation through the elect. Because it's still the seed. And the Lord said that the remnant of the nation of Israel and then the whole seed of Israel going to come back. So the ones that die off here are still going to come back through the elect. The children of the elect, those out of spirits come back. Because the seed is still, the Lord said will not do away with the seed of Israel. And he said we're going to become a great nation again. Ezekiel 36th chapter. It said what? There should be flocks of men. Great flocks. An innumerable nation of immortals at that. So imagine just how dope that's going to be. An innumerable nation of immortals. That's soon as they born, they're never going to die. And you have these other nations that's going to come, they're going to be born, die. They're going to die like men, just like they're dying now. They're going to be, and they're going to be under the curses. Because what? Deuteronomy 30:7. The Lord said he's going to put those curses on our enemies. So as soon as we get our blessing, that's when they get the curses. And they're going to be cursed forever. They're going to be under those curses forever. Like, are we under the curses now? They're going to be under these curses for eternity. And we're going to be in the blessing for eternity. Living forever, we're going to live for eternity. Starting with the elect. Because YAHAWASHI is the one that's the only immortal right now. Waiting to come back and give immortality to his people. And take the rulership from these nations. And take us from under the bottom. And put us back on top. That's what YAHAWASHI coming to do. He's coming back to redeem his people. Starting with the elect. Verse 19, it says, and read the King James says, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain of the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Galilee. I'm gonna jump down to verse 20. And it says, and I'm gonna read it in NLT now. So it's Obadiah 1:20 in the NLT. It says, the exiles of Israel will return to their land and occupy the Phoenician coast as far north as Zarephath. The captives from Jerusalem exiled in the north will return home and resettle the towns of Negev. The north, what? We in the north now. What is North America? This is the land where the bulk of Israel is going to be delivered. And that's how you know those people in Israel right now are not the real Israelites. Because if they were the real Israelites, then this place wouldn't exist. Because in a time where this comes to pass, where the Lord puts Israel back on top, the Lord said he's going to destroy the daughter of Babylon. That all happens around the same time. Verse 21. And it says, those who have been rescued will go up to Mount Zion in Jerusalem to rule over the mountains of Edom, and the Lord himself will be king. Who is the Lord himself? YAHAWASHI. YAHWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So that can't be them, because we're the Lord. We're the Lord that say, yo, I'll put these people on top. You got put on top by other Edomites. And how is it that you're the Israelites, but yet the nation is still going to war, including you? It said the nation shall learn war no more. Once it takes place, the nation of Israel gets back on top. The nation ain't going to be no need for war. The wars will cease. Because it's going to be peace on earth through YAHAWASHI. And that's that. So, with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Kakdash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.